So the chapter is opening up with Big Mom coming back from falling off of Onigashima, because in the previous chapter, Kaido was able to free up Prometheus, and at the last second, he swooped down and saved her. But also what happened in the previous chapter was Prometheus basically talking crap on Zeus, saying like he was holding them back and that maybe Big Mom could do him a favor or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. And it turns out the favor here is making a straight up new homie for Big Mom. Because off panel at some point, Big Mom used her fruit powers to make a new homie out of straight up lightning, and its name is Hera. So yeah, Big Mom has a new right hand homie, and it is sentient lightning by the name of Hera. And I guess that more so goes into the favor that Prometheus wanted, because maybe he wanted like a female companion because she is a girl and Zeus wasn't. He was kind of just like a dopey dude. But then she's like immediately blasting Kid and Killer using the named attack Fulgora, and they go back into Onigashima. And as a result of that, Kid was weakened, and this loosened his grip up on Zeus, so now he's free. Law notices this and he's like, okay, so I gotta get him out of here, but Zoro as well, because Zoro is pretty much down for the count at this point. He put in so much work in the last 2 chapters that he can't really fight anymore, or at least right now. So Law takes it upon himself to send them all back inside, beneath the roof where they are right now. And he's like, hey, you know what? I gotta do this, Luffy. You're just gonna have to fight Kaido by yourself. And of course, Luffy's okay with that, because now Luffy has ascended to the next level of power by incorporating Conqueror's Haki into his physical attacks. So then Kaido gets up after getting Shoryuken at the end of the previous chapter, and he's like, I can tell you're enjoying yourself. The more precarious the situation, the bigger your smile, is that right? And then it looks like he's going after Luffy with like a Thunder Bagua, but Luffy is able to counter him with, I guess, just a straight up Conqueror's Haki kick. And this is a pretty amazing sequence here, because when they clash, it's just like how Roger and Whitebeard had clashed back in Odin's flashback, which is showing us 2 things here. First of all, Whitebeard and Roger were obviously at the top of the power scale back in the day, so they were clearly using Conqueror's Haki with their attacks. And this is also now establishing that Luffy and Kaido are now both at the top of the power scale, or at least for what we know for the most part at this point. And they are both using Conqueror's Haki with their attacks, and when this happens, they're not even able to like make physical contact at this point, because like the Conqueror's Haki just creates like this repulsive force between them. And we're seeing like the bird's eye end result of the clash, which is very similar to the end result of Whitebeard and Roger clashing. So this is awesome, and it looks like this might be how the rest of this fight plays out, possibly. I mean, as most of us expected, but I think this is like the beginning of the end, with just Luffy versus Kaido, winner takes all. As it typically happens with the big One Piece arcs, but the way that this started, with the Supernovas versus Big Mom and Kaido, I thought maybe it was gonna be a little different this time, but no. I'm not mad at it, it's fine. At least we got the awesome epic moments that we did leading up to this. So we come back to Kid and Killer, who are inside of Onigashima right now after getting blasted by Big Mom's new homie, and Kid's like, hurry up, we gotta go after Big Mom, we can't let her team out with Kaido again. And then conveniently they run into Hawkins, somebody we haven't seen in a while, but he's still here and he's still typical Hawkins. And Kid's like, so you've come slithering out to finish us off, huh? Just like a traitor would do. And Hawkins is like, don't forget, I was betrayed by a poo just like you. All I did was avoid a fight I was certain I would lose. You did well to survive after that. But Killer decides to step up and take Hawkins on by himself to let Kid go after Big Mom. And then Hawkins said that Killer's chance of dying are 92%. So does this mean that Killer is guaranteed to lose against Hawkins here? Almost, but there is an 8% chance. So, you're basically telling me there's a chance. So I just hope that this has like some kind of finality to it, with Killer either defeating Hawkins or they both kind of come to an agreement where Hawkins, I don't know, has this realization where it's like, you know what? Let me just join you guys in going against Kaido. Let me just disregard my prediction powers and all that stuff. Let me just let it ride and, see what happens without taking anything else into account. I just think Hawkins will have an eventual face turn or something close to it. So then we're coming back to Tama, Usopp, and Nami on Kamachio, running away from page 1. And Tama reveals that like her ultimate goal here is reaching the stage in the open area so she can give a command to all of the enemy fighters that Speed fed her dumplings to. And going further, she says if they all join our side, then my job is done here. So I guess that's gonna be like Tama's final big act in this arc, just gaining more troops for their side, essentially. Then after this, we get a nice little sequence with Usopp attacking page 1 with firework flowers. I mean, this is Usopp taking on a flying 6, so it's not really going to be too significant, but at least it's something. And of course, page 1 gets up, but then Usopp reveals something very interesting. He says, if only those millet dumplings worked on anything but smile users. So I'm pretty sure this is the first time we're finally getting confirmation that Tama's fruit ability does in fact not work on normal Zoan users, just the smile users. Then we're coming to the huge twist of the chapter because Big Mom is showing up and she recognizes Tama. And she says, whatever are you doing? It's such a serious place. And Tama says, I was worried about you, oh Lin. You just up and left Udon all of a sudden. And then Prometheus says to himself, uh-oh, she goes into mother mode every now and then with little children. And going further, Big Mom says, thanks for your help while my memory was lost, oh Tama. Oh, so you remembered everything. That's great. Yeah, I never forget how that busybody Osuru from that grimy little Okabore town took me in, and I never forget that tasty flavor of that tiny serving of Oshiruko. So this is pretty big for multiple reasons. So Big Mom apparently remembered what was going on when she had amnesia, but not only that, she's friendly with Tama here, and it's revealed from Prometheus that she goes into a mother mode every now and then with little children. So if we go deeper into Big Mom's character and her lore and everything, it kind of makes sense. Because first of all, just her upbringing, you know, she does have some degree of arrested development, and she was always kind of inherently unhinged anyway. And another big part of her origin story was just, you know, how she was always hungry and she wanted food, and whenever somebody eventually gave her food, it was like such a big deal to her. So that's playing a big part here. But then also like her just being friendly to kids, we've seen that before, like on Whole Cake Island. Like when Big Mom interacted with her youngest children, she acted very uncharacteristically towards them. And that always stuck with me, and I thought that was interesting. Now it turns out that there is a purpose for that, and Big Mom is actually kind of a big mom. And on top of that, Big Mom has always kind of been perpetually chasing the time of her youth, I suppose, you know, when she was young on Elbaf with the rest of the orphans and Mother Caramel and all that stuff. And that's also understandable why just children in general would cause her to have like this sudden face turn. But then Tama reveals that Okabore town was destroyed by the beast pirates the night before the raid, and this like enrages Big Mom. She's like, Kaido's followers did that to the town that was so nice to me? Then we see page 1 in the background coming up on them about to like chomp down. And Big Mom's like, don't you know that even in the cruel world of pirates, there's still a code of honor, you clown? And she just smashes page 1. So I guess the super evil Big Mom does have some semblance of morals in her. And I guess it ultimately comes down to like, if somebody helped her when she was in a time of need, then they're exempt from her evilness. They have fulfilled the prerequisite of the pirate's code of honor to her. So I'm not upset at her smashing page 1 over this, kind of like just taking out her rage on just the beast pirates as a whole. And page 1 might like full-blown be defeated by this. I mean, he's just a flying 6 after all. He's not like all-star level. And we did see that when she smashed Queen, he was kind of KO'd for a little bit, right? But then in the last panel, we see Ulti showing up. So unless Ulti's just gonna get smashed by Big Mom also, I assume that she's going to be the true final opponent for Usopp and Nami here. And we also see kids saying, sounds like Big Mom's over there. So he might go fight Big Mom himself, or maybe he fights Ulti. Not sure, but we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think about this chapter in the comments. If you liked it, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.